dispensation comes. Are you sure he's going to be there? And you want to believe in that?
So these are the things that the electorate has to consider.
I think I need to correct this, another erroneous impression.
Okay.
Because I was at the conference. I have read quite a number of statements by some opportunists who are saying that the conference resolutions are going to be implemented. The conference resolutions, via a report, were submitted to the president in August last year. It's about 6 months ago. There are 600 recommendations in the report. Right? The president received the report, promised heaven and earth. He was going to send bills to the National Assembly. He was going to send the recommendations on the Constitution to the National Assembly that was then trying to amend or review the Constitution. But what did the president do? After he had collected the report, produced by 492 eminent Nigerians, what did he do? He set up another committee of 7, headed by the Honorable Attorney General, to recommend the implementation of the recommendations. And up to now, no report has been submitted. But what is painful is the fraudulent claim of these emergency leaders, ethnic champions, who are now saying, oh, we won at the conference. This is the greatest lie. And to correct that historical inaccuracy, the Yoruba agenda in the conference included restructuring. It was not done. Nobody voted for that. Regional autonomy, it was rejected. A return to parliamentary system was rejected. A special status for Lagos was rejected. Removal of land use decree from the Constitution was rejected. State police, whatever, everything they took there was rejected. So for them to now come out and say, oh, we won. And I'm challenging them, and I've done that publicly. Come to the public and show us what you want. But that is not to say that the conference was a waste of time. No. It is the president that is wasting our time. One of the very interesting recommendations, in fact, the most painful aspect for me, is that not only has the government not implemented the report, the recommendation, the president is poo-pooing or making a mockery of the resolution. One resolution that we unanimously agree upon, Christian, Muslim, atheists, and non-believers. Worse, the state should be separated from religion. We all agreed. To the extent that we also agreed that the state, the government of Nigeria, shall not be involved in the sponsorship of anybody to Jerusalem, Mecca, or any holy site. That should be a private affair. We all agreed. But after the report was received, what did the president do? The last time, he led the delegation of Christians
to Israel,
to Jerusalem.
No, but he also told you that that will be after his tenure, that he will continue to sponsor trips to Jerusalem. He said so.
Now, when the states, even apart from the recommendation, Section 10 of the Constitution says the state shall not adopt any religion as official religion. When you now have a president going from one church to the other and grabbing the microphone at the end of the service to campaign, it's a dangerous phenomenon. Because if the other candidates who subscribe to other religions are now going from mosque to the other or from one shrine to the other, you have a serious crisis in your hands.
Interesting point. You know, Joe, the president said, I listened to him when he was at Winners Chapel in Canaan land, that I don't want to talk too much so that they won't say I've come to campaign.
But he's
However,
campaigning.
I want to thank you people.
He goes on the people to make political statements. Beyond what he has said, resource control, was it resolved?
No.
Instead, the National Conference directed that the president should set up a technical committee to look into it. Has there been a technical committee?
No.
You know, Femi was saying earlier that he is yet to meet anybody who, as a result of this postponement, has had a change of decision as to where to go. So there's also the other aspect that he also now, he guessed, speculated that rather it's quite possible that there might be some who are sufficiently angered by all of this to say, you know what, I now have to look at this whole matter all over again, because this whole theory, I use the word theory, but he said, look, it's clear to him. I use the word theory that there might be manipulation in the air. You know, let's look at that a bit more.
But he has a duty to do. And his duty is to enlighten his people that they never made any substantial gain from the national conference. As of today.
Going back to those who are now saying that they have the Yorubas locked down and we can deliver.
National conference here and there.
We've been hearing people saying that we will deliver Lagos to the president.
In Akure.
You've heard it?
Yes, I have. In Akure and in Ibadan. Yeah. They say they went to the political capital of the West to advocate that they made so much gains. So if he knows that not much gains were made,
because he was there,
and he was there, he has a duty to educate the people.
We're already doing it. We're already doing it. And this is a forum.
Indeed.
We're already doing it.
This is so interesting, and I'm sure there are those at home who also want to, so we'll open the lines.
But please, I don't want to get with, I don't want people to believe that I didn't say this. That is not to say that the conference we lost. But what we gained have nothing to do with ethnic champions. For instance, we all unanimously resolved that Chapter 2 of the Constitution should be made justiciable. In other words, every child should go to school at the expense of the state. Any indigent person who is sick should be able to go to the hospital, like they do in many countries.
But you can see, Femi, you can see they are working against that. When APC said they will give 5,000 naira to 25 million people, they said it's impossible.
Of course, that's the point I'm making.
We have just read now that the budget of Nigeria is 20 trillion, not 4.3 trillion. As a claim. Well, that information has been on for a while, but 2 days ago it was on again the second time. To say
nobody has denied.
20 trillion, why out of 20 trillion can't you use 1.25 trillion to take care of 25 million elderly people?
No, not even that. All the people took loans, what they call toxic debts. Hundreds of billions have been having those loans forgiven. And those are some of the boys in transformation agenda. How will you not be transformed? If you are in 160 billion and they say go home and sin no more, how will you not? Your life has been transformed.
Femi from Agege, good morning.
Hello, Mr. Yori. Hello.
Yeah, Femi, we're waiting for you. Good morning.
Oh, good morning. Yori. Good morning, the eminent people that are there.
Good morning.
Please permit me to congratulate Lawyer Falana for enlightening us this morning, most especially on the lies that have been told in Yakura and Ibadan about this national conference. And please, I want to implore him and his other groups that are truthful to this nation to please go into the air. If there is a need, we need some people. We don't mind to empty our pockets to sponsor it on the air. Let the Yorubas know the truth. Because how can Mimiko and others be our Yoruba leader all of a sudden? It is disheartening.
Okay, then. Thank you very much, Femi. I'm going to let go of you now. Thank you very much for calling in. I'm sure there are quite a number of people that want to call in. You said something. You said when you started out, Femi, on over the weekend, people then began to join in that, oh, we didn't know that, we didn't know that. Are you optimistic that, because first of all, my apprehension was that maybe there's a sort of apathy in the ground, on ground, people might not really care too much. That's not your understanding?
No. And I need to remind you, for us, the group, which is neither and which is not aligned, it's not, there's not a PDP or APC or any rally.
No.
We just feel
Nigerians United for Democracy.
Oh yes, that Nigerians have the right, at the very worst, even to change their oppressors. It should be our right to decide to change those who rule us.
Yes.
And we also reminded Nigerians and the government that we have been very consistent on this. Many of us who didn't vote in 1993 said, if you are not Labiola's selection, anybody becomes a slave in Nigeria. Even in 2010, when the Yaradua Kabal tried to prevent Vice President Goodluck Jonathan from assuming the presidency when they were trying to rule by proxy. We had demonstrations in Lagos and Abuja.
That's right.
And what will surprise you, none of these ethnic champions, whether in Niger or Yoruba land or Anezi or whatever, join us in those protests.
There you go. That's important.
And it was those protests that culminated in the emergence of acting president through the doctrine of necessity.
Yes, yes. Muyiwa Ikorodu, thank you for holding on. Go ahead, please, quickly.
Hello, good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Femi Falana. Good morning, sir.
Yes, good
and
morning.
the other animal there.
Good morning.
Joseph.
I really appreciate you people coming on the show today to inform us, we Yoruba especially, because we young ones, the young Yorubas, we are even seeing they are dividing the Yoruba race. Because we have been known right from the Obasanjo days, Yoruba have always been united. This Jonathan of the Twin, I'm sorry to mention the name, but we just have...
Sorry. But please, the language. You can't say that. We're talking about the president. Please understand.
Let me say this election of the Twin is dividing the Yoruba race. And we from Yoruba, we don't even have confidence in Yoruba race.
Okay.
Mr. Yoruba, you are from Yoruba. Everybody there, we are Yoruba. We need to really get stronger because I've seen division of Yoruba race. And aside that, I will still like I wonder why the lawyer, the lawyer,
Okay.
I don't know the reason why you are not coming out. We need to get for you.
Okay, thank you very much for calling in, Muyiwa. It's just that I wanted to say what you already know. On this program, we try to keep it clean. When you said this Jonathan of a thing, totally obnoxious. We don't talk about the president that way on this program. In fact, I don't think any program does. So
we must give honor to who honor is due.
We must give respect and deference to the office of the President of the Federal Republic. But perhaps it was just a passion there. So all of this is about, it's interesting, sensitizing the public that will be voting. We've touched on some of those ludicrous aspects like the card reader that suddenly people are afraid of, and after approving it, you're now afraid of it. It's been demonstrated. There have been so many things that have surprised Nigerians. JEGA went to the Council of State, presented to them, said he was ready, and they said, okay, go ahead and do what you think you need to do since you are an independent.
It was substantially ready.
Well, yes, substantially ready, such that the read I took from that is that which was not ready would not significantly affect the total outcome. But when it looked like JEGA was going to go ahead and say that we'll work on this, I'm ready, suddenly the military now writes that if you go ahead, you're on your own. We're going to be busy. And the busyness, the point has been made that what has not been done in 6 years. We're now talking about 6 weeks, and perhaps that's where this whole postponement thing comes in again, that what if in 6 weeks the military now decides that the security situation is not sufficiently to our liking? So you know what, guys, I think another 6 weeks just might be it. What then?
I think JEGA has been corroborated. When he made that statement, he also said that I beg your pardon for interrupting you. Let me bring in Mohammed and then come back to you. Good morning. Well, I lost Mohammed, so continue. He said, the military said they needed to concentrate on the southeast. Thereafter, we started seeing all northeast. Thereafter, we started seeing all the adverts about, JEGA had postponed the elections before, JEGA was not ready and all that. And even the ruling party coming out to say, why should JEGA use the military as an excuse that he was not ready? But we can now see the work the military is doing in the northeast. So they needed that time to substantially prove one point or the other. For whose benefit? They know better.
Well, in the past few days, we've been hearing about military, successes against the insurgencies.
No, the multinational force, don't forget.
Multinational, exactly.
Nigerian, Cameroonian, and Chadian forces are involved.
And Nigerian forces.
Okay. Please, forces.
Okay. Israel from Lekki, good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Laurie.
Thank you for calling.
I am so elated seeing my leaders, the true leaders of our nation. I am so elated seeing them in your studio. Okay. Can a man like Yinka Odumaki, a man like Segun Mimiko, stand before these revered leaders of our nation. It's a shame. They cannot continue to mislead Nigerians. We know where we're headed. I want to thank Femi Falana and all our leaders. Yesterday, I saw Mr. Opadoku.
That's right.
When I see them come out to talk like this, I get so spurred up. And when they give us the command, we shall all march along with them.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Israel. Thank you for calling in. Well, a bit of encouragement for you there, but along with it comes all the responsibility that I think one of our earlier callers was putting on you, that please go into the nooks and crannies. Let people know this thing that you have let us know.
No, I think I already got that challenge from here.
Yes.
That it is now important for us.
Yes.
To come out and put the record straight.
Yes, yes, this is very, very important.
These guys didn't win what they are claiming. And you know the most dangerous aspect of it is that people from other parts of the country who were at that conference are also likely to be wondering, why are you privatizing our collective success?
Exactly.
As if the Yorubas went there alone and won. And by the way, the AFENIFERE as a group never supported the demand for a sovereign national conference until 1994. We started that campaign in 1989.
But strangely, Senator Femi Okoromu in 2001 moved a motion for a sovereign national conference, which was cut down on the floor of the Senate. But now he presided over a non-sovereign national conference and was happy, and he's taking so much accolades.
Accolades from nowhere.
Okay. Tosan from Warri, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Thank you for calling in, Tosan.
Yeah, please, I just want to contribute to this program.
Sure.
Yeah, please, you know, for me, my thing is this. If people like Tunde Bakare, Yinka Otumaki and others can stand today and then begin to work for President Goodluck Ebele Jonathan, for me, it's a total shame. It means that man is not a man of God. But one thing they must know, people like me, Nico, and Falaya and others, is that this country is going to move forward. On March 28th, we are going to vote for change. Whether they believe it or not, we're going to prove them wrong. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you very much, Tosan. But yet again, I appeal, we don't attack personalities here. Please just stay on the issues. You know, whether one person or the other is or isn't a man of God, I wish you wouldn't bring that in here. But thank you very, very much.
And I think also to assist, I think everybody has the right to vote for a candidate of his choice.
Exactly. Or support a candidate of his choice.
All we are saying, allow all of us
to
exercise our franchise.
Let us have equal access.
Without manipulation.
Without manipulation. But anybody can support whoever you like. It's a democratic right. And I think I should also correct that misinformation. Pastor Tunde Bakare, in fairness to him, has come up publicly to declare his stand.
Okay.
It's not part of the AFENIFERE.
Okay.
There are only 14 members of AFENIFERE in the entire world.
And the AFENIFERE is
14.
14
in
the entire world.